And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to B Squad Qualifying 2021 Springfield Doubles Shootout. $10,000 on top. My name is Mike Flanagan from InsideBowling.com. Practice has been completed and the players are getting underway here in game number one. Glad you're with us today here on Inside Bowling. Hey, you know, the Springfield Doubles Shootout wouldn't be possible without our great sponsors. The Greater Ozarks Open, an event that begins at the end of February every year and runs through the end of July. Through the end of June every single year. Greater Ozarks Open, over 1,400 teams typically come out and participate in that. If you would like to attend and come to the doubles, singles, and team event called the Greater Ozarks Open, make sure you check them out. Greater Ozarks, you can check them out online. Also been crazy right here in Springfield has closeout items. They line up at the doors 4 days a week to get in and get in these bins and go crazy and pick up some great deals. Check out Bin Crazy on Facebook. Wise Guys Screen Printing at wiseguyscreenprint.com. They can take care of all your screen printing needs. The Greater Ozarks Pro Shop, which is right behind me where I'm parked here inside Enterprise Park Lanes, and Brunswick, the family of brands from Brunswick. Kevin Williams, the spokesperson for this event, the organizer, the promoter. He is on Columbia 300 staff. Check out the new Power Torque available by Columbia 300. So action, as I said, just getting underway. We've got 8 lanes coverage for you here that I do flip around here on Inside Bowling. Lanes 35 and 36, 37 and 38 is where we get started. On lanes 37 and 38, you see Kendall Miles and Kendall. I gotta figure out who that is bowling over there. And Mike Dole. I know Mike Dole. And then right next door, we've also got Kevin Williams, the promoter of the event. He joined me during A Squad, and Eddie Bird. And then right next door to there, we've got the team of Brand and Williams. Trey Brand, Brendan Williams. And the name is in as Martin Kendall, but I think it's Kendall Martin. That's where I'm really confused right now. It's Kendall Martin, bowling with Mike Dole. So that's how we get started here. I'll take you through the other teams right now. We've got Brooks and Smith, Widowes and DeVito, Villarina and Wynn, Matt Russo bowling with Ormsby, Leescamp and Price, Carl Wilson and Aaron Orange, Scott and Cortez, Collins and Stevens, Cruz and Calvano, Mosley and Kramer, Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders, Owsley and Pierce, Kuykendall and Wilson, M. Williams and C. Williams, Chris Newkirk and Wilson, Bellick and Ross, Michael Holloman and A.J. Rice, Barnett and Andrietta, Boog Kroll, Blake DeMore, Tony Yarborough, Brian Manini bowling together, Harper and Briscoe, Thompson and Capra, and Brand and Williams, as you see right here. So the players will all be coming through. We'll take a look at just about everybody here out here bowling today. Again, glad you're with us here on Inside Bowling here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure that you please do so. Hit that subscribe button. And also like this video. It helps us out with the rankings and also brings bowling higher up in the rankings as well, the more that you do that. So once again, my name is Mike Flanagan here in Springfield, Enterprise Park Lanes. Things just getting underway. We've got a 7-game qualifying squad for you here on the B Squad. We had A Squad this morning at 9 a.m. That's all archived on our channel. And through 7 games, currently right now, Shea Bittenbender and Tim Barrett set the pace. They finished at 35-21 for 7 games, 35-21. 721 over for 7 games. That's over 250 a man. They bowled games of 516, 504, 568, 477, 474, 499, and 483 to finish out their round. They are 40 pins ahead of Francois Lavoie and Chris Sloan, who finished at 34.81. 29 pins back of them, Austin Bolts, Casey Murphy. They finished with 418 the last game, 34-52. 69 pins out of the lead. At 34-22, Dylan Burns and Trevin Bumgarner bowled 500 the last game to get to 34-22. Brady Stearns and Chad Nelson finished at 33-60. They bowled their last 3 games, 511, 558 with a pair of 279 games, and then finished the last game with 483. So their block, pretty interesting, 430, 466, 428, 484. Then they popped the big 511. Then they bowled the highest game that I've seen here on the board at 558. And in 483, they find themselves in 5th position. Nate Stubler, Cameron Crowe finished at 33-33. They are currently in 6th. They finished with 480 and 491 to finish out their 7 games of qualifying. It is a re-entry event, everybody. So if folks do want to re-enter, they can re-enter here on this B squad or C squad coming up at 6 o'clock here tonight. And we'll have it all here for you on Inside Bowling. We had 24 teams shoe up earlier today. And we have 25 teams here on the B squad, 25 total teams. We will take up to 40 on the C squad, so that means we could get to, we got 49 now, another 40. We could get to 89 entries here, 10,000 guaranteed for first. Thanks to our great sponsors that I mentioned at the top of the show. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can head over to InsideBowling.com. You can pick up 15% off all the merch that we have available over at InsideBowling.com. Over 400 shirt designs. We got hoodies. We got all kinds of cool stuff going on over there. You can use coupon code YouTube for a nice discount. 15% save over there at Inside Bowling. Vincent says that his video is a little fuzzy. You might want to try another device, or maybe if you're watching on a phone, restart your Wi-Fi, or if you're watching on a desktop, just hit the refresh in the browser. Everything's looking really good here on my end. It says we have a nice, strong connection. So just give that a try. And folks, those of you that are watching currently right now, if you could just let me know if I'm coming through nice and loud and the picture is clear, I would certainly appreciate any feedback that you would if there's anything I need to troubleshoot here as we just get started here in the B squad. So we talked a little bit about Eddie Bird earlier today. He's been bowling really, really well lately. Won a tournament, I believe, on Labor Day, on Monday, and then went to League and bowled an incredible set at League. He's got the hot hand right now, bowling with tournament promoter Kevin Williams. Kevin was supposed to bowl with Casey Murphy, but then he was supposed to bowl with Chris Vi, and then Chris Vi threw out a ball at the White Sox game, first pitch at the White Sox game, so then he went back to see if Casey Murphy was available. Casey Murphy was going to bowl with Austin Bowles, and then Austin couldn't bowl, but then Kevin had already found Justin Knowles to bowl with him, then Justin Knowles backed out, and then he asked Casey, and Casey said, no, I'm already bowling with Austin. So then Kevin's like, okay, cool, I just won't bowl then, and then Kevin Williams said Eddie Bird was looking for a partner, so he's bowling with the Birdman. That's how they land to bowl together. Kind of funny, and be interesting if they won the event. The team that wasn't supposed to happen could win this event. All right, let's see. Thanks for the feedback, everybody in here. Looking and sounding good. Perfect. That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. And you guys are the best in the business for helping me out with letting me know what's going on here on the stream. I greatly appreciate it. I try to pride myself in being one of the most interactive bowling streamers out there. I like to have a conversation with you guys, especially during qualifying. And you know we get serious when we need to, when we get down towards the end of the tournament. We got 10,000 reasons to get serious tomorrow because that is going to be the top prize here in Springfield. A lot of great memories here in Springfield for me, coming down and bowling the Greater Ozarks tournament. This tournament, the Greater Ozarks, has been going on for 64 years. 64 years, the Greater Ozarks tournament. Of course, 1991, this bowling center being built by the Weimer family. Steve was here this morning. I spent a little bit of time with him. Still an avid bowler, bowls all the time, a scratch bowler. was going to bowl the Senior Masters, had a thumb issue, couldn't do it. So he's here this weekend, kind of hanging out. So we appreciate all that he and his family have done for competitive bowling and just bowling in general, being a staple down here in Springfield, Missouri. Take a look at Mike Dole up here on the approach. Looks like I talked about a bowling ball at the top of the hour, which I don't really do too much anymore, but he's got this Power Torque in his hand, and Power Torque was a ball that I enjoyed very much when I was coming up as a teenage bowler. I used the Power Torque, and they've reintroduced that ball, and it's got my taste buds a little interested in that bowling ball right now for nostalgic purposes, and it looks like it rolls pretty good. A lot of these bowling ball companies make great products, but if you're looking to pick up a new product, Brunswick, the sponsor of this event, they got 7 brands now. Check them out. Maybe pick up that Power Torque and send me a tweet or send me a DM. Let me know how it rolls for you. I might consider picking one up myself, although I don't do much bowling anymore, but it looks like a great ball. And Mike Dole is showcasing it for us right here for us on the live stream. Mike Dole, an interesting guy. He went to Lindenwood University. St. Louis being my hometown. I live in Utah now. Most of you know that. But Mike bowled great at Lindenwood University and went on to work in a pro shop business. Loves bowling. Just can't get away from it like many of us can't. And then was given an opportunity with Brunswick to be a salesman for, I don't know if it's a RSM or a DSM, with Brunswick Corporation, but a sales manager for a region, and he's done an excellent job. And I see him on a lot of live streams behind the scenes talking about the products and that. So Mike's gone on to make himself a nice career here within the industry. Really proud of Mike for that and the job that he's done. He still gets support from Brunswick to be able to go out and compete on the weekends and go travel around his territory and bowl events. And I know he loves it. So he's kind of living the dream right now, I think. And good for him. He deserves it. He's a smart guy. He's a good guy. He's young. He's learned a lot, and he's still learning in the job, I'm sure. But what a great opportunity for him. One of the pure thoroughbreds of the sport. And he's got a good line out there on the lanes, too, right now. Looking really good, bowling with Kendall Martin. And here's the Birdman flying high right here, Eddie Bird. Still got just an absolute mean bowling ball going down the lane. He kind of reminds me, and I don't want to make this comparison because it's not fair, but just hear me out on this before I get too far down in this well, in this hole I dig myself into. But when I was younger, and Eddie's not too much older than me, I would guess Eddie's about 6 years older than me. I don't know. I'm going to find that out. But I idolized Eddie Bird when I was a youth bowler. When he was just starting to kind of try bowl and regionals and stuff like that. And he hooked the ball more than anybody in the St. Louis area. And now if you watch him out here, he's a tweener to a high rev rate guy. He's in that medium zone. And it reminds me of Barnes, because when I was at that same time, I was watching Barnes bowl on a national level, and Barnes had a huge rev rate hooking the ball. Couldn't believe how much he could hook the ball. And now those guys look like straight players compared to what we see in today's game. So, yes, I just made a comparison of Chris Barnes to Eddie Bird. Probably isn't quite comparable, but in my eyes, when I was a young pup coming up as a teenager watching people bowl locally and then on television, Eddie Bird was my St. Louis guy. He was my guy. And Barnes, I can't say on the record that Barnes was my guy because that's going to come back to haunt me for the rest of my life. I like to give Chris a hard time. And if Chris is watching, hope you're doing well, or Linda, or any of the Barnes family. But yeah, Eddie Bird, he can certainly play, and he's been bowling great lately, so it'll be fun to watch him bowl throughout the day. Mike Dole with a little lighter hit there. The pin carry in this building has been pretty good. We saw really high scores on the A squad, especially out of the gate. And as we went along, scores did come down a little bit as the lanes became what we call cliffed, because it is a 44 feet in length house condition. It's not the house shot from here. It's a house shot that they put out on the lanes, very high volume to try to hold up for an extended period of time. Looking around at scores here, just kind of in front of me. I'm parked behind lanes 33 and 34. Of course, we're watching 35 through 38, and I also do have lanes 27 through 30 as well, which we can go take a peek on here in a minute. Michael Holloman and A.J. Rice are actually over there. Just to give you an idea, Holloman can still get to, it looks like 244, A.J. Rice 212. So I didn't take you there, nothing huge. Tony Anderson, or Tony and the last name, Andriata. Tony Andriata still has possible 279 working. He's bowling with his partner Barnett. Checking in on the chat. If you have any questions for me, anything you'd like to find out, let me know. We are posting scores. Yeah, we are posting scores over on Inside Bowling. Working on getting you those as best as we can. Still working through that part of it. Mike Dole with another strike. So Dole can max for 269, 243, Kendall Martin. And Eddie Bird now here with this 4-pin. Bowl 248, 259 for Kevin Williams. 500 a game, that'd be just fine. 500 a game. Plus 21 pins was your leaders again, Shea Bittender and Tim Barrett. Francois Lavoie and Chris Sloan, 34.81 in second. In third, Austin Bolts, Casey Murphy, 34.52. Let's see, is Jared Thompson and Parker Capra bowling this set? Yes, they are. They're on lanes 33 and 34 currently. Parker can bowl 248, and Jared Thompson can bowl 233. They are up in the 9th frame, and you can see him off the left side of your screen. Parker is going to be up on the right lane on 34. You'll see him come into your screen here in just a moment. I see Kevin made it. The house, best of luck. Kevin is here. He's the promoter of the event, and he is just starting his B squad qualifying right now. Will Inside Bowling go global, like traveling around the world organizing camps? Well, that's a good question, 10-pin. Well, if we organize camps, we would organize camps with our Backstage Bowling crew. And that would be Mike Jasnow, Mike Shady, Brian and Shannon O'Keefe. We don't have any plans to even run any camps in the U.S. right now, but we do have the online community. We're working on the online portion of everything first. Everybody's kind of got other commitments in their life, but they can certainly log onto a computer for an hour or two a day and answer questions, analyze videos, and give you direct feedback daily. Outside of that, not at the moment, but as the world turns, that's on our idea board of things to be able to do in the future. Yeah, Donnie, I agree. That power torque does look pretty good going down the lane. I'm going to go check on a scoring thing real quick so you guys can look at the scores. I'll be back in just a moment here. Enjoy the ending of game number 1. Okay, was told we're going to get those scores emailed over. We'll get those out right away. So 259 for Kevin Williams, 230 for Kendall Martin. Mike Dole, fortunate just to leave the 7. This will be in the 250s. So 488 start and 507 possible for the Birdman and Kevin Williams. Trey Brand had 228. Brendan Williams 233. 461 for them to start. Game number 1 coming to a close here. Here's Eddie with his fill. Boom. 248, 259, 507 start. They pace that. They will finish at 35.49, which would give them a 28-pin lead over Bittenbender and Barrett. But 6 games to go before that would happen. So looks like Dole is going to eventually throw it a 7-pin here. Here we go. And he misses it for good measure, I guess. All right, 257, 230, so pretty good starts here. We'll bounce out of here, head over to our other pair of lanes. Let's see what I have over here. We're finished up over there. We're heading into game number 2 now, everybody. Game 2. Brian Kuykendall and Donnie Wilson. Michael Williams, Carl Williams, 29 and 30, 27 and 8. Have some new folks come over. Let's see what else we have here. Eddie's hot shot 840 last week. Talent always travels well, yep. Brad and Kyle are not bowling in this. Brad bowled this morning with Nick Pate. They may re-enter on the C squad. Is this a modified shot they're bowling on? No, it's a house condition off of Kegel's website. All right, and the scoreboards match our graphics for game number 2. Cannon Owsley and Brandon Pierce. And here's Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders, which, by the way, if you like to follow those things known as Calcuttas, they were the most expensive price yesterday, coming in at 4 figures. Just so you know. And I think they were high by a couple hunch. We talked about it on the Open, though, but today is September 11th, 2021. 20-year anniversary from that infamous day of terror in New York. If anybody watching was affected by that, or your family was directly affected, again, my condolences go out to you and everyone that's affected. It's just a day that I still remember very vaguely, as if it was just yesterday. There's old Matt Sanders out there. Hello to Nico. What's up, Tyler? Hello to Donnie, Jim, Yuri. Good to see you, Yuri. It's been a while, man. Interested in Brad Brooks and Corey Smith in this squad. Two good friends of mine. Okay, Shane. Shane, are you the one that's in the military? That's ringing a bell. That's ringing a bell with me. They are down on the low end currently. Not you, Shane. Okay. Nico's watching this stream and the SYC. Well, thank you. We're probably going to be a little higher scoring over here. I'd put this tournament scoring pace up against any other tournament that could possibly be being streamed right now in the country. Or in the world, I should say. Hey, Brandon, I'll get you an answer on your question as soon as they bring scores over here. I will get an answer to that for you. Not a problem. Format, in case you were wondering, these three qualifying squads, this one being the second of three, C squad coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Currently right now we have 49 teams that have entered. And teams can re-enter, so we could take another 40 tonight if we had that kind of entries. The top fourth will come back, 25%. 1 and 4 will come back tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., 5 games of pin carryover match play, or pins carryover qualifying, cashier's round. Then the cut to the top 16 for single elimination Baker bracket match play. Match will be best of 7. So what's going to happen is the bottom 8 teams, are all going to bowl against each other. 4 will be eliminated. 4 will then move on to face 5 through 8 seeds. Then 4 will be eliminated, and then those 4 that are left will then bowl the 1 through 4 seeds. And then that'll be 8, so then we'll get it down to 4 and then down to 2. So that will take a little bit of time here, but it is Baker, should go fairly quickly. Probably be done around 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, naming a champion tomorrow here. It's also NFL opening weekend as well, so we know you have choices on what to watch, so hopefully you do tune in and join us tomorrow for some great bowling here from Springfield. So there's Mikey Tang, 57 in the third with a double working. Matt Sanders, strike, spare, double. Max score 280 left for him. C Squad bowls at 6 tonight. Question here, am I streaming Nightmare Doubles this year? I am. I'm really looking forward to it. That's next month. As a matter of fact, if I check my calendar, I can tell you exactly when that is. I'm getting old. I don't know the exact dates of what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, so I have to refer to my Google Calendar. While I pull out my my reading glasses here. Thank you. Yep, got it. All right, looks like 22nd through the 24th, I'll be in Arkansas for that event. All Fam Bowling and Entertainment Center, 2350 Lakewood Drive, Cabot, Arkansas. I will be there. Got standings after game number 1, everyone. So tune in. Here we go. Bowling a 5:45 to start. Tyrone Stevens, 289. Quentin Collins, 256. That's 5:45. Boog Kroll had 279. Blake Demore had 244 for 523. Tony Yarborough had 224. Brian Manini, 290 for 514. We saw Kevin Williams and the Birdman Eddie Bird bowl 507 right in front of us, along with Kendall Martin and Mike Dole. Bowled 487. Cannon Owsley and Brandon Pierce, 467. Ryan Scott and Victor Cortez, 463. Trey Brand and Brendan Williams had 461. Chris Newkirk and Cody Wilson had 458. Eric Barnett and Tony Andriata had 454. 453, we had 2 teams bowl 453. Kuykendall and Wilson and Brooks and Smith. And then Mosley and Kramer had 448. Jared Thompson and Parker Camper had 442. Michael Williams and Carl Williams had 434. Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders only had 432 to start. 234 for Mikey, 198 for Matt. Andres Villarena had 201. Ryan Wynn had 221 for 422. Sheldon Leeskamp had 219. James Price only 184 for 403. Matt Harper and Lee Briscoe had 401. And rounding out the field, Nick Cruz and Robert Calvano had 393. So those are your scores after game number 1 here from Springfield. Folks, I'm going to be right back in just a moment. Enjoy game number 2. Be back in just a minute. All right, everybody. Hopefully you missed me. I'm back. All right. Let's see. How did Russo on Ormsby Bowl? That's a good question because I'm looking at my sheet here. Let me see. Did I even call off their name? I might be losing it here. On my sheet it says that they're here, but I haven't seen them. Oh, yep, I see him down there. There's Matt Russo. Now let me look at my standings here. That's a good catch because I don't see a Russo score. Great catch. I'm gonna go try to figure that out. Good point. My standings do not show Russo on here at all. Yeah, we're missing a couple of scores on our standing sheet here. So good catch. Not sure what those scores are. Holloman and Rice, the first game. I do have a score for them, I think. No, I'm missing that score too. So I'm missing. I guess I'm missing a bunch of scores. Let me see how many I have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I got 20 team scores. I'm missing 4 team scores on my standing sheet. So this is, I just assumed I had to correct. So thank you, chat. Again, you guys taking care of me. Let me know what's going on. Get that figured out for you. Glad you're watching here on Inside Bowling. A little bit lower scoring pace compared to earlier this morning, 474, 437. Mikey and Sanders actually improved upon their first game. Michael Williams and Carl Williams, 215 possibility there. All right. Possible 270, they can get to 85 over. Cut over here to lanes 35 through 38 for you. Parker Capra continuing to struggle, 161. Possible 278 for Jared Thompson, though. Lee Briscoe can finish with 246. Partner Matt Harper, 178. Tony Yarbrough get to 206. Brian Manini can bowl 269. Manini opened up with 290 the first game. We got 253 up on the board for Boog. 237. Max score for Blake DeMoore. Tony Arwell, one of the best people I've ever met on the road. I mean, everybody's nice or good people, but this is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. .270, Carl Williams. Got to see the last shot there. Manini 4 pins. Going to be in the 240s. Tell you what, those of you on A Squad that posted a pretty good score, even like Nate Stubler and Cam Crow currently right now in 6th. You know, with a quarter of the field coming back for the morning. You know, if you think about this, right? Quarter of the field. If we are at 49 teams right now, and we get another 25, puts us at 49, 54, 74 teams. That would be about 74. Would put us at 18, 19 teams making the cut. 16 make it to the bracket. 5 games in the morning. I think you're safe. I don't think you have to bowl again. Just kind of judging off the scores through 2 games. It's early here though, folks, but the scores were pretty good early on the last squad. Just like that, we're already getting into game number 3 here. Well, here I am. Hopefully you guys are having a great afternoon here on this Saturday, September the 11th, 2021. I'm Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. Glad you're tuning in to watch us. Don't forget to support those sponsors. Hashtag support the sponsors here on Inside Bowling. This event, Greater Ozarks Open, a great sponsor, held here at Enterprise Park Lanes here in Springfield, Missouri. The tournament starts at the end of February every single year and runs through the end of June, and it's a singles doubles team event. It's very much like USBC Open Championships, except it's more kind of local to this area, but people travel from all over the country. Over 1,400 teams typically come out to that event. It's handicapped and scratch divisions. It's a great event. It's a good time to come down here to Springfield to bowl that event. If it's within driving distance, it's a no-brainer. If it's flying, it's still probably worth coming down. Also want to thank Ben Crazy. We talked to the folks from Ben Crazy during the morning. What they do is they buy up these Amazon lots and Best Buy lots and all these big lots of stuff. And then they open up their doors on Friday at 11 a.m. and it's $10 per item, whether if it's a PlayStation, a Wii, or steak knives. Doesn't matter. And then the next day it's $8, and it's $5 the next day, then $2 the next day. Then they close for a few days, add more bins in there, and then they do it all over again every single week. That's Ben Crazy right here in Springfield. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. Also, Wise Guys Screen Printing. You can head over to wiseguyscreenprint.com. If you're looking for any screen printing you may need done for your business, for fun, whatever it may be, check those guys out. The Greater Ozarks Pro Shop, which is actually located right over there. You can check those guys out as well. If you're in Springfield, you need anything done to your bowling balls, they'll take care of you. And the great brands of Brunswick, the family of brands from Brunswick, all 7 brands. I want to thank Kevin Williams for inviting me to be here. He's the promoter of the event. I want to thank also the general manager here, not only the Weimer family, but also I want to thank Chris Taylor our general manager here, is taking care of us here this weekend as we get ready to get into game numero 3. There's really nothing going on here in front of me, so this is another opportunity to plug the channel. If you haven't subscribed here to Inside Bowling, hit that subscribe button. We really would appreciate it. And if you click the notification bell, it'll let you know every time we go live or we drop a new instructional video. We take it very seriously here at Inside Bowling as we upload, 120 videos a year. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs as well. As Brad and Kyle are in that search for that. They're almost there, but they're not quite there yet. We'd like to get there as soon as we possibly can, get that Google Play button. So tell your friends, we'd love to have more subscribers. Got a lot of instructional content coming out here on Inside Bowling for you here in the near future. So hopefully you continue to stick around, learn how to get better at bowling. And we have a Backstage Bowling program as well. You can check out BackstageBowling.com. It also takes you into InsideBowling.com. You can get backstage access to 4 of the greatest coaches in the world. Mike Jasnow, Mike Shady, Shannon, and Brian O'Keefe. Have that conversation about your game. You can ask them questions about arsenal building. You can talk to them about your game. You can post videos about how you bowl. They can offer little suggestions on what you can work on in practice. Have that kind of access to those coaches for only $14.99 a month or $149 a year, I believe it is. I haven't looked at the pricing recently, but it's exceptional, and they're in there every single day responding to questions and talking to people. So make sure you check out Backstage Bowling. There's a 7-day free trial out there for you as well. And then, of course, at Inside Bowling, we also sell T-shirts, hoodies, a bunch of different knick-knack items, novelty items for bowling. You use the coupon code is down below. I believe it's actually over there on your screen. It's YouTube. You type that in, 15% off savings. And we'd love to have you help support the channel by supporting us in our little merch store we put together back in 2018. Again, no bowling in front of me, folks. But as soon as we do, we'll get it going here. So actually looks like they're waiting for the names to move over. No names moving over yet. So the skip procedure is skip a pair and then move 1 pair to the right. It's all to the right. They stay with the same teams as they move, which is a smart way to do it with COVID protocol. So that's what we have for you. Again, if you have any questions in the chat, I'm going to take a look at the chat right now, see what's going on here. Looks like Russo and Ormsby shot 438 game number 1. Let's see. How did Holloman Rice do? We're working on that. Also, how did the are you doing the Ebonite this year in Waterloo? Yes. Next weekend, I will be in Waterloo, Iowa. Will be our next broadcast, Saturday and Sunday. And then next month, I'll be at the Nightmare Doubles. October, I think, is 21st, 22nd in Arkansas. Brooks and Smith make it to the streaming pairs this block. Yeah, they should. They should. Yep, they should. Who are the tournament favorites? Well, right now in the book, Shea Bittenbender and Tim Barron averaged 250. 35-21 was their number. So pretty impressive what they bowled. They would probably be the favorites. Frankie and Chris Sloan, Francois Lavoie and Chris Sloan, major champion Frankie. You can never count him out. He's the defending champion. He bowled with A.J. Chapman the last time and won the event. Let's see what else you got. Any chance I could see the pair my son is on, Don Mason? When he comes through, I'm looking for Mason on the list. I'm not real familiar with your son, but I'm looking here. What's your son's name? And I can do what I can. Let's see. I'm bowling the Nightmare Doubles in Cabot in October and excited you guys are live streaming it so my family can watch. You bet. What's for lunch, Mike? Brendan, great question. Had Applebee's for lunch today. Steak, mashed potatoes with cheese and bacon and broccoli. Kind of took it easy today. Didn't want any fried foods. Got a lot of commentating to do today, so that's where I'm at. Need to bring back the purple hammer stickers to the shop. Yeah, well, our sticker machine isn't working well, so we got rid of the sticker packs on Inside Bowling, and that's what I mean. You snooze, you lose. You never know. You never know when an item may be gone. So I appreciate that, but right now, no sticker packs currently available unless we already made them and we have some in inventory. Let's see. Annabelle, what's up? How you doing? All right. I think I'm caught up on the chat. Again, Folks, no bowling in front of me. There's nothing going on. Nowhere in the building right now. Nothing's happening.
Check. Okay. They're going to reset the system. It'll come up AB 1, 2, and we'll move on. Just continue the same skip procedure.
So a little reset of the system, I'm being told, here in the building. And it's just going to be AB as they move pairs. So they're having a little bit of a computer glitch issue here in the building is what it looks like. All right. And now here we go with AB 1, 2. All right, so it looks like we're going to have Holloman and Rice. And we're going to have, who else are we going to have? Holloman and Rice, Barnett and Andrietta, and then we're going to have Brian Manini and Tony Yarborough and Boog Kroll along with Blake Demore for this game right here. And I will see who comes in over on 27 through 30 as we get rolling. Probably enough for me. I'm going to vaporize myself now. How did Paul Ross do game number 1? We're still working on. There was a problem with we didn't get 4 team scores, and I still don't have them. So I'll get them at some point. I will get them at some point. If anyone has a purple hammer sticker from the shop laying around, I'd pay a decent price. Cameron, thanks. Welcome in all 240 of our viewers here watching this afternoon on Inside Bowling. Holloman and Rice, pretty tough to beat at the holiday doubles. Always a strong finish there. AJ Rice looking good out there. Just took a minute to catch up with AJ Rice a little bit. He says he's a free agent now. He throws every bowling balls company of bowling balls. Says he feels like he's got a little bit of an advantage now to be able to do that because, in his opinion, there is a manufacturer that makes the best reactive bowling balls, and he feels like there's a manufacturer that makes the best urethane bowling balls, and then he also feels like there's another manufacturer that has a couple nice pieces as well, and he's like, why not put them all in my bag? I'm out bowling for money. The cost of bowling balls are not all that much in comparison to how much money I bowl for. Why, if it gives me an advantage and I can, win a $10,000 tournament because I can use every tool available to me, why not do it? And it's an interesting point for sure. I think, in my opinion, being on staff is a little overrated at the amateur level. Now, when you start talking about on tour and talking about tour support, that makes a big difference. I have a Game 2 update, everybody, that I believe has every team on it now. So I'll give that to you here now. Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens are leading this thing at 1,034 for the B squad only. 545 and 489. Boog Kroll and Blake Demore, 468 the second game, so they're at 991. 43 behind Collins and Stevens. At 974 in third is Ryan Scott and Victor Cortez. Fourth is Tony Yarborough and Brian Manini at 966, which we have 2 of the top 4 teams on your stream for you right now. And then Kevin Williams and Eddie Bird only bowled 447 the second game. They're at 954. Kevin had 247, Birdman 200. Trey Brand and Brendan Williams 476 the second game. They're 937. Eric Barnett and Tony Andrietta at 937. Michael and Carl Williams at 919. Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders are now at 906. Cannon Owsley and Brandon Pierce are at 904. Chris Newkirk and Cody Wilson are now at 903. Jared Thompson and Parker Capra are at 881. Kendall Martin and Mike Dole at 869. They only bowled 382 the second game. Brad Brooks and Corey Smith are at 864. At 836 is Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer. Holloman and Rice bowled 389, 429. They're at 818, which is really surprising. Matt Harper and Lee Briscoe are at 814. Villarena and that's Andres Villarena and Ryan Nguyen at 810. Carl Wilson, Aaron Orange at 803. Brian Kuykendall and Donnie Wilson at 777. Nick Cruz and Robert Calvano at 766, along with Sheldon Leeskamp and James Price. Luke Bellick and Paul Ross are at 755. John Widowis and Matt DeVito are at 701. And for whatever reason, on the Russo-Ormsby team, they have no score for Ormsby. But I can tell you that Russo bowled 242 and then 181 if these scores are correct. So my standings are still not correct because I'm missing the scores from Mike Ormsby. So I don't know where they're at right now, but they had 430 the first game. Let me see what else we got in here. We had a peek there of viewers. If anyone has a, okay. Brendan says plus 520, plus or minus 520 is the high game on your featured pairs this game. I'd take the under. Chris Taylor is in the chat. That's our man. We got a scoring issue with the last team. Mike Ormsby has no scores inputted. And missed the Ozark Open for the first time in a long time due to the pandemic mayhem with our team. Hope to be back next year. Yeah, Donnie. I agree. I think a lot of people will be back next year. They did well last year, though, for all things considered. All things considered. If you're watching and you're a good bowler and have a friend and you're within 3 hours of this place, I suggest you give them a call, get in the car, and get over here and bowl C Squad. I'm considering shoeing up. My ball speed would hurt, though. Hurt my scoring pace. I see Chad Nelson watching some bowling here. He and Brady Stearns, 3360 was their total earlier. They were 5th on the squad, on A squad. How many more entries would bowling tournaments have if we could all teleport places? I bet a lot.
Jalen, your order's ready. That's not guard, Jalen.
AJ with that wrap 7. How far away is Springfield from St. Louis? I think it's 3.5 hours. Pretty sure. What's going on in college football today? I haven't looked at anything. I saw that Ohio State was losing. Oh, wow. Looks like Ohio State is down 35-28 to Oregon. There's 30 seconds left in the game. Ohio State has the ball in their own 11. That doesn't look good for them. Any other exciting things going on here? Let's see. Notre Dame against Toledo. Notre Dame's got a good team this year. Let's see. Oh, Air Force and Navy playing today. Naval Academies. That's cool. Let's see. Nebraska. Man, it's tough to be a Nebraska alum right now, isn't it? That football team's got some work to do. They need to hire somebody. Turn that program around. Let's see. Certainly not lacking in funding, supporters, boosters, you name it. Georgia's going to destroy UAB today, it looks like. It's early in the game, I just have a feeling. Let's see. They need to make a statement. Some of these games in college football, too, I just don't understand why they play certain teams. I mean, 62-0. Come on. Why haven't put it on the schedule? Like, seriously, could you imagine Jason Belmonte taking on like a 170 average league bowler, bowls him 10 games and just, you know, blows him out? Who wants to watch that? And what does that do for Belmo? Nothing. That would do nothing for the guy. So I don't understand why Auburn bowls plays against Alabama State 62-0. Are you kidding me? I don't understand. I mean, I understand the financial part of it. Small school gets notoriety, yeah, I get it. I understand. All right, I don't know why I'm covering college football right now. I just felt like looking at it. So far removed from even knowing what's going on with that. I have no clue. Okay. Looks like I'm caught up there. YouTube's not working today, everybody. With my Wirecast system, everything's got to be custom coded in. That's why I got on the air a little bit later than anticipated here today. Normally I come on during practice, but didn't get a chance to today. A little YouTube issues, but looks like everything's going out just fine. So that's good. Let's see what other. Oh, look at that split conversion. I should probably turn on my replay. Program replay settings. Replay settings. We want to do 7 seconds. Sounds good. All right. Here, let's see if my replay works. Gotta turn it on though. System resources looking okay. All right, here we go. All right. We just had a 4-pin fall out right there. So if I click the button, let's take a look at this 4-pin trip on lane 35 one more time. Here it is. 4-pin's going to fall late. Boom. 7-second replay. Perfect. No, I just need to figure out. All right, I got the replay up. If something cool happens again. All right, catching up on the chat. Let's see. Is there a fee to teleport? I'm sure there would be some sort of fee to teleport, Ross. Absolutely there would be. Do you think Maple Lanes might start to dominate the Waterloo area now that it's renovated and Cadillac's equipment is pretty old? Look, man, you know, Cadillac was better than Maple, technically. And they both coexisted just fine. I think they got a real opportunity with Maple to make it a real destination. You know, it's going to be quite a sight to go up there and check it out. I think they'll both be able to coexist and be just fine. I think you're going to see a lot of birthday parties and stuff over at Cadillac, and I think you might see more higher end stuff going on over at Maple. Let's see. Tony Campagna thinks Kim and I should bowl the event. She would out-bowl me, I'm sure. Let's see. Tennessee lost to Pitt. Yeah. Got some college football fans in here. Which pro football team do I support? I'll get to that in a minute. They put those games on schedule so the small teams get money for playing them to help scholarships for the next year. Yeah, I know. Yep, Aaron, I know. It's a financial deal with it. I understand. I get it. First 2 weeks are usually always mismatched games. Yeah. When do Samowski and Jen Helferstay bowl? They bowled this morning, and they finished at 29.87 for their. They finished quite a bit down in the high teens. I don't know if they'll re-enter or not. Let's see. Did you see my shout out? Shout out to Casey and Kevin Williams, Ferris. Yeah, they are great people. Casey Murphy, Kevin Williams. Okay, which pro football team do I support? That I can talk about. Here's kind of the deal, right? So I'm from I'm from St. Louis. So, you know, we had the Cardinals when I was a kid, and then they moved away. Bill Bidwell moved them away, and we didn't have an NFL team. And so my dad, obviously that time, was a 49ers fan. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, and the list goes on and on, right? Bill Walsh, George Seifert. So having memories with my dad, we watched, you know, Joe Montana. And then my parents got divorced, and Montana got moved to the Kansas City Chiefs. And one of the few things that helped me remember my dad, because I wasn't living with him at the time, was still watching Joe Montana play football for the Chiefs, which was really cool. And because it was in my home state and we didn't have a football team at the time, I kind of became a Chiefs fan, mostly because of Joe Montana. But then, you know, guys like Christian Okoye and Tony Gonzalez and Neil Smith. You know, they're just a plethora of players there. That Marcus Allen. It was just fun to watch and root for them. They never made it to a Super Bowl or anything, but that was kind of my team, right? And then the Rams came to St. Louis, and that confused me. That just confused me to no end. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm a Rams fan. And I really wasn't on board with the team. But then, of course, you know what happened with Trent Green, who went to my high school, Vianney High School. He went down in the preseason, and we all know the history books of Kurt Warner taking over the team and Marshall Faulk coming to the team and Isaac Bruce already being there, and then Jerome Bettis, and all those different things had taken place. But Marshall Falk came over, when Bettis retired, or moved on, I should say. And the greatest show on turf with drafting Torrey Holt, London Fletcher, and all those guys was pretty unbelievable. So it didn't take long to become a Rams fan. And I really liked their owner, Georgia Frontier. That was really cool. So I was a Rams fan, and then the Rams got beat by the Patriots and Tom Brady. And that was crazy, right? That was pretty crazy. And that's a memory to me. I was living in Utah at the time, managing a center for Brunswick. I've lived in Utah twice in my life. That's why I feel like maybe it's where I need to be. But I watched that Super Bowl, and I was pretty upset that the Rams lost. But I watched this guy Brady play, who wasn't all that special. He didn't run quick at the combine or any of that kind of stuff. But man, he certainly got it done. But it was what it was. But still a Rams fan, and then a guy by the name of Stan Kroenke took over owning the team and pulled a fast one on St. Louis and ended up moving the team away and tanked the team and brought Jeff Fisher on because he knew how to transfer a team. He was part of it with Houston to Tennessee, the Oilers to the Titans. And all this was all schemed and planned, and it was awful for St. Louis. And there's actually a lawsuit going on still to this day, where basically Stan Kroenke is a complete piece of shit, and that's what I'm going to say about him, about what he did to the city of St. Louis. So I have a really hard time rooting for the Rams at that point in time, right? And in the meantime, when the Rams were doing so bad, watching this guy Tom Brady play quarterback, and he's better than Joe Montana, brought me back to my roots with my dad. And I watched a special on Tom Brady about how he plays the position and how he's overachieved and defied, what on paper looks like a good quarterback or not. And every time he's been given an opportunity, he has succeeded, and that's quite inspiring to me. And to watch Tom Brady still be able to play at his age, you never know when it's going to be his last season. So I enjoy the quarterback position very much. This is a very long answer. But I became more of a fan of the players, especially when fantasy football came about. I won my very first fantasy football league by drafting Terrell Owens and Jeff Garcia. And Terrell Owens I actually got to meet through bowling, and he follows me on Twitter, and I follow him, and I've actually been able to DM with him, which is just kind of a cool thing, because I do believe he's one of the greatest receivers of all time. There's actually a documentary or an NFL Films that just came out a couple weeks ago that I watched, Hall of Fame weekend, on Terrell Owens. I know he was a bit of a goofball and a ham and didn't handle things properly, and he'd tell you that now as well. But so to make a long story longer, I've had a hard time honing in on a team. So I typically just am a huge fan of football. I watch all the teams. I follow players. I like the players that give back, do things right, that are funny, that have character, and do special things. So I really don't have a team that I pull for. I pull for players. You can call it bandwagon if you want. But I will tell you this right now. I have a Super Bowl prediction for everyone right now. This is my Super Bowl prediction for 2022 Super Bowl, which is the season that just started on Thursday night. This is my Super Bowl prediction. It will be in the Super Bowl, against my will, Stan Kroenke's Los Angeles Rams will be representing the NFC. And in the AFC will be the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans will be taking on the Los Angeles Rams. And the Los Angeles Rams will defeat the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl. And Matt Stafford is going to win the Super Bowl. Also this year, Matt Stafford is going to pass for the most yards in the NFL. And will also pass for the most touchdowns. And will also have the most attempts out of any quarterback in the NFL. So the Los Angeles Rams will defeat the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to recap this game and then we'll read the chat. I have not looked at the chat during that entire football montage. 290 for Holloman. Possible 235 here for A.J. Rice. Barnett and Andrietta. 220 and 225. Puts him at 425. Tony Yarbrough posted 224. Brian Manini can bowl 257. Boog Kroll had 236. Blake DeMore can bowl 202. Flying through this squad, everybody. I'm going to get rid of my Game 2 graphic, as well as my Game 1 graphic. Bring up my Game 4 graphic here, and I cannot wait to read the chat. This is going to be interesting. All right, let's see. What were you guys saying here? Tony Gonzalez, Raider fan since 60. God bless you. That 01 Rams team was unreal, or was it 2000? Rams won in 99. Bang, bang. Let's see. Niner gang. Kroenke tried to steal the Patriots in 1993. Nobody likes that guy. I'm going to go ahead and approve this message. Same thing that Irsay did to Baltimore, moving the Colts to Indianapolis. Tom Brady's the GOAT. I'm unfortunately a Bears fan. Hey, you never know, man. Justin Fields. St. Louis won't get another team after losing 2 of them. Yeah, and it's unfortunate, too. Saints fan since the 90s. We were awful, but still a fan. That's great. Good for you. The Titans, that's bold, Mike. Yeah, the Titans are for real. I like Mike Vrabel and what he's doing in his 4th year this year. Joe Montana, the GOAT. I can understand that, but Brady's better. Is this as much of a lock as your motive pass stock prediction? Movie pass. Hey, Storm B28, lay off the movie pass. Shopify is doing quite well. Let's see. Titans, you mean the flaming thumbtacks? No, Brady's the GOAT. It's not even close. Nice game, Michael. Joe never loses, or never lost. Brady doesn't get any love over here. Great job again, Mike. Our standings posted anywhere. Larry, you know, there are some standings on Inside Bowling Facebook page. I have standings after game number 2. I'll recap those again in a minute. Have a little bit of issue with standings because my game number 2 standings are still missing scores for Mike Ornsby. Let's see. Mike, do you think that a squad will have a higher scoring pace than the rest of the squads, or do you think it will be fairly even? You know what? This squad is quite a bit lower, in my opinion, and from what I've been able to see. I think A squad got a lot. I think C squad could be big, especially with re-entries. Let's see. Here are the 4 greatest of all time. Gretzky, Brady, Jordan, and then kind of a bold one here with Barry Bonds. And now we got a debate between Brady and Montana in the chat going. Oregon beats Ohio State 35-28. Buddy of mine texted me saying, what do you think about Bishop Sycamore? Boy, that's an interesting one there. I'm not even going to get into that. All right, we roll into game number 4 now. So we've got for you Mike Williams, Carl Williams, we've got Brian and Donnie. And then we've got Chris Newkirk and Cody Wilson. And Paul Ross. And Luke Bellick for you here to start out this game. Mike, who's in front of you? Well, on 33 and 34, right in front of me, is Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders. And you can see him off to the left side of your screen. And then bowling with them is Owsley and Pierce. I do like when we get off topic sometimes and then everybody debates it. It's funny. Isn't this a bowling chat, not a football chat? Yeah, we get off the rails here a little bit. But hey, somebody asked, "Hey, what's your favorite football team?" And I gave a really long answer. I'm scarred because of Stan Kroenke. He ripped the team I was getting behind. And now I'm picking them to win the Super Bowl. Rams Titans. And by the way, to those of you that don't know me, I'm not going to sit here and say, "All right, everybody, here's my Super Bowl prediction. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs." I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do that. I picked the Philadelphia Eagles a couple years ago. And DJ Archer and Tommy Jones thought I was nuts. And they won. And they weren't supposed to win. But they won. So this is another one of those. Telling you what, Tennessee Titans are going to be good. If you watch the NFL draft last year during COVID, Mike Vrabel's setup at his house was ridiculous. This is his fourth year in the league coaching the team. Also, if you've watched that Netflix documentary called, oh man, what's it called? Hold on. Man, my memory is really going. Netflix. Oh, it's called Game Changers. Game Changers. It's about eating a healthy diet and going vegan. A lot of the Tennessee Titans players are on that diet, and it makes a considerable difference in how well you can play physically. And with Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Tannehill's a good facilitator. He's proven that now for a couple of years. And with those weapons, with Julio Jones now and A.J. Brown, come on. I think the D is going to play better than they think. So, yeah, I think the Titans are going to be tough. Real tough. I also like Carolina a little bit this year. I think Sam Darnold is going to play well. I also got another bold prediction for you guys. The New York Giants will win the NFC East. And Daniel Jones is going to have a breakout year. And Kenny Galladay is going to have 1,200 yards and double-digit touchdowns. All right, 5 in a row for Brian. I'm going to get a little change of scenery here. Let's head over to 27 through 30. Got Aaron Orange and Carl Wilson, some friends of mine from St. Louis. I bowled a lot with these guys. They were in the center that I grew up in. Aaron Orange came through the youth program about 2 years behind me. Carl Wilson, Aaron Orange, bowling with Lease Camp and Price. I know we've got some Lease Camp fans here in the chat. And right next door on 29 and 30, we have Scott and Cortez, Collins and Stevens. The cashier's round tomorrow cuts to the top 25% of the field. And Papa, I don't disagree with you on the bowling talk here, but typically on Sunday when we do have cuts and stuff like that, that's when I talk pretty much all bowling, or try to. We are in the middle of the day, so this morning I got everything working. Kevin joined me in the booth. We talked all bowling, and scoring pace is a little bit lower here. We've had no 300 games, and somebody asked a question about football, and our B squad, or as the days go on when you're streaming 21 games, it's a little bit like Forrest Gump. You know the feather that drops down out of the sky in Forrest Gump? If the feather blows in one direction, I kind of just ride the feather. We can get this right back up on bowling. I'm ready to transition back over to bowling full time here. But if people keep bringing up football in the chat, I'm probably going to respond because that's what I do. I interact with the chat. Let's see. But I hear you. I completely understand it. I like this prediction by Danny about the Chicago White Sox winning the World Series. I could very much see that. Standings after 3 have not been delivered to me, and I still don't have an update after game number 2 for the Russo team. Move camera to 29. I did. Will you see some of the other lanes? Yeah, I moved that over before. Looks like I was doing it at the same time. what is my favorite sport pattern? Second, what's your favorite bowling ball? Joe MC asks. Favorite pattern. Well, my favorite pattern to watch people bowl on is the old U.S. Open 40 feet flat. Me personally, bowling on a pattern, I like patterns that you have to play the inside part of the lane and throw it slow to create shape down lane. Because I have slow ball speed and I like to hit up on it at the bottom, which is what I would not teach that to anyone, but that's what I like. Favorite bowling ball. Favorite bowling ball of all time. Track Critical Mass Code Red. Second by a Skybolt from Storm. Third, probably a Steel Rhino Pro. I bowled my first 300 game at age 13 with a Steel Rhino Pro, so I like that one. I bowled 780 at age 12 with a Bud 2. That's dating myself. Let's see. Modern day bowling balls, I kind of like the IQ Tour Solid. The Triton Elite that was remade by Track is probably my favorite ball that I can put my hand in right now and throw down a lane. I was helping the guys with Big Bowling a little bit. I got some of their balls, and they're good. They got a small operation there, and they're trying to get themselves going, but they're good. Right now, if I had to buy a bowling ball, I'd support the sponsors here and buy a Power Torque. Just because I think it looks good, it looks cool, like the color. It looks like it rolls good, and it's got a really cool logo on it that reminds me of when I was good. Tell you what ball felt like it was like 3 inches bigger in diameter the way it hit the pocket. The Fire Quantum. Man, that Fire Quantum, that thing was sick. I don't know if it was the layout I had on it or what, but it just seemed like when you set it down, it just rolled to the pocket and was like a bulldozer. I'm sure everybody has a ball like that just worked great for them. Will tomorrow be live? Yes, tomorrow we'll be live. We'll be on at 8:30 in the morning, and then we'll have our match play after that, the bracket. Let's see. Hello from Germany. Hello. Any predictions for Iowa versus Iowa State? It's going to be a great game. That's my prediction. Chris Turner, sir, can we get a current standings update? First ball I shot 300 with was Steel Rhino Pro, age 13, 14 pounds. Lanes 37 and 38, fair lanes. St. Louis, St. Anne was bulldozed, is now an Aldi. Donnie, I'm really not old enough for the yellow dot. Sorry, buddy. What brand was the Quantum? Brunswick. Brunswick actually reinvented the wheel. They decided they were going to come out with a high-end product that cost more money than any other ball. It pushed the $200 threshold, I believe it was at the time. It's the first $200 bowling ball, I think. And they came out with a forest green Quantum. And then they really pushed the envelope with the Helix, which was part urethane, and it had a reactive stripe on it. It's pretty crazy. That was pearl. The RST X2, that looks like a good ball. Yeah, that looks like a good ball. Just to let you know, Jalen Mosley is over on 31 and 2. You see him over on the right side of your screen. He's got the front 8. Let's make it the front 9 now. I could bring you bonus coverage and get you a camera on it. If he gets 9, I'll do that. I've also got Matt Sanders with the front 8, so that camera could take care of both of those at the same time for you. You know what ball I think was before its time also was that Omega Lion. Boy, that was a crazy one. Way you drill that thing. And the Phantom. You guys remember the Phantom? I think that was the first asymmetrical bowling ball, if I remember correctly. The one that gained the most traction in the modern era, I call it the modern era, is the 3D offset hammer with the hotspot on it, ultraviolet. Man. I won my my only St. Louis Gateway Youth Tournament with it. I dominated with that thing. Bowled 300, a St. Louis 267 in the final match. It's when you miss a single pin in the middle of it. And I had 290 with it as well. So J.R. Golden was the guy that was qualified second. I had to bowl him the first game of match play, and I bowled 300 at him. And then I had to bowl him in the position round, and that's when I bowled 290 at him. And then in the championship match, I went front 4, and then I missed the 10 pin like an idiot, and then went sheet for 267 with that ball. That was cool. That was a good day. It's also the only day that my mom ever came and watched me bowl an event, and I won. But I was high qualifier, and I kind of gave her and my grandma and my aunt the nod. Hey, if you ever want to come watch me bowl, this might be the day. If you guys aren't doing anything. And it was cool moment. If and when we have an afterlife and you ever have an opportunity to go back and replay a day, that would be one of the first ones I'm going to go back and watch again. Switch it up here. Move you over to my wireless camera. I got moved over. Jalen Mosley has the front 11, looking for 12 in a row, a 300 game. Jalen Mosley. He's got it.
Your order's ready, right?
It's bowling with Scotty Kramer. Scotty Kramer has the front 9. Make that the front 10. We're looking for a 600 game here from Mosley and Kramer. Tried not to draw too much attention to it, as I'm known as a black cloud, but it looks like we're safe now. We've never had a 600 doubles game bowled here on Inside Bowling, but we got a real opportunity here now. See Mikey Tang finish out with 2:15. Matt Sanders also with the front 9. So the pace of play and the scoring pace going up here in game number 4 here at the Springfield Doubles 2021 edition. Here we go, looking for the front 11. 6-8. Pretty good shot right there. Pretty good shot. So now we'll move our attention one lane over to former PBA Rookie of the Year, PBA champion. Also several years member of the PBA League, Matt Sanders, bowling with Mikey Tang. Sanders looking for the front 10. He's got it. $11 in a row for Matt Sanders now. Matt Sanders, 300 game. That's 2 of them in about 3 minutes right here, plus a 287 to boot. 514 for Tang and Sanders, 587 for Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer, and they needed that game too. They bowled 448, 388, and I still don't have standings after game number 3. Finishing up game number 3 down here, lanes 27 through 30. I did just get standings for game number 3. Let's see if I got scores for Russo's. Oh, no, I got a 0 on this one too. I don't know why these scores are coming out like this. Okay, I do have standings. They're 99% right. Okay, Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens through 3 games, 1503. Trey Brand and Brendan Williams, 1443. Tony Yarborough and Brian Manini, 1436. Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders, 1434. They bowled 528 game 3, and they just bowled 515 the next game, so they're moving up. Boog Kroll and Blake Demore, 1419. Michael Williams and Carl Williams, 1401. Kevin Williams and Eddie Bird, 1395. Ryan Scott and Victor Cortez, 1395 as well. Cannon Owsley and Brandon Pierce, 1375. Eric Barnett and Tony Andrietta, 1372. Kendall Martin and Mike Dole, 1354. Matt Russo and Mike Ormsby, I finally have complete scores for them, 1347. Chris Newkirk and Cody Wilson have 1341. Jared Thompson and Parker Capra, 1332. Followed by Holloman Rice, Harper Briscoe, Brooks and Smith, Mosley and Kramer. Mosley and Kramer, interesting day. 448, 388, 448, and then they just bowled 587. So that's going to move them up quite a bit. So anything can happen when they're fairly easy like this. Looks like game number 5 is about underway over here on 35 through 38. So we'll move over to there. Some familiar faces for sure. Matt Sanders struck on his first ball here. Let's see. What else do we have here?
Thank you for pointing that out.
Where can you find the scores from A squad? I haven't checked it myself, but I'm going to right now. So I'm going to go to Facebook. And I'm going to go to Inside Bowling on Facebook. Inside Bowling. And looks like over here. We have final A squad standings posted on Inside Bowling's Facebook page an hour ago. So let's see if it'll let me link this in the chat. I don't know if it allows me to do this or not. Yep, looks like it does. So there you go. There's a link for you. All right, glad you're with us here Inside Bowling. My name is Mike Flanagan, and glad you're with us watching the 2021 Springfield doubles. We're on the B squad. We got C squad coming up a little bit later today at 6 p.m. Central Time. 7 games total. We have 7 games here on the B squad. We had 7 games this morning. This morning we saw Shea Bittenbender and Tim Barrett lead at 35-21 for 7 games. That's over 250 a game per man. Francois Lavoie and Chris Sloan were in second at 34-81. At 34-52 in third was Austin Bolt and Casey Murphy. Dylan Burns and Trevor Bumgarner at 34-22. They were fourth on the squad. Fifth on the squad was Brady Stearns and Chad Nelson at 33-60. Sixth on the squad was Nate Stubler, Cam Crow at 33-33. And then we had 24 teams this morning, 25 here on the B squad. And so far here on B squad, We have one team averaging over 250 a man per game, and that's through 3 games. Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens at 15:03. Second 60 pins back at 14:43 is Trey Brand and Brendan Williams, followed by Tony Yarborough and Brian Manini, 14:36. Scores are a bit lower this set. We had several 800 series to start the morning this morning. And right now I'm looking at 783 by Tyrone Stevens, 782 by Brian Manini. We had a 768 from Boog Kroll, 767 from Ryan Scott. And I'm not looking at any other big 700. Oh, we had 748 by Jared Thompson. Parker Capra opening up with 585. So a little lopsided there on the team. So I'm sure Parker Capra will get it going here soon. Too talented not to. So let's give you a little bit of an idea. Luke Bellick had 7. No, that's not right. Okay, so a couple scores still a little messed up, but everything I reported on is accurate. Okay, let's see. There's that. There's that. Also want to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, this wouldn't be possible. Want to thank the Greater Ozarks Open. Want to thank Ben Crazy here in Springfield. Check out Ben Crazy on Facebook. Wise Guys Screen Printing, wiseguyscreenprint.com, Greater Ozarks Pro Shops, and of course the brands of Brunswick also supporting this event. Again, I want to give a shout out to Chris Taylor and his entire staff here at Enterprise Park Lanes, and to the Weimer family for hosting the event. 64 years Greater Ozark Tournament. Unbelievable. So Matt Sanders has missed. We had a lot of furious action there pretty quickly. How many teams are they expecting for C Squad? And did they have a single sweeper last night as well? They did have a single sweeper last night. And Kevin Williams posted about it. In the group. We have a group here. Let's see. Nick Pate last night won the sweeper. He bowled 300, 224, 279, and 279 for 1082. Matt Harper was second with 256, 259, 255, and 257. Boog Kroll was third at 258, 258, 245, and 300. It looks like it was a handicap sweeper last night. So Matt Harper had 48 pins of handicap. That's why he was second. Followed by Chad Nelson, Brandon Chambers, Cody Aldrich, Carl Williams, Aaron O'Brien, and Dylan Burns. So that was your single sweeper last night. C squad expectations? I don't know. I need to go find out. It messes me up every time you say Chris Taylor. Yeah, I know. It's a very common name, Alina. Because you think Chris Taylor's running the bowling center down here. There's a bowler in the St. Louis area by the name of Chris Taylor. He was one of the best bowlers in St. Louis in the. I want to make sure I get my times right here. Early to mid 90s. One of the best. It was good to see him come back to bowling. Man, it's been about 10 years now. He's kind of settled in a good spot. Do I have a camera on 21 and 22? I do not. I will talk about this for a minute. You know, I go out and I work USBC events. I work Bowl TV where they have, 8 streams at one time we set up, and there's a crew of like 4 of us, 5 of us sometimes. And we're kind of set up there for like a week, and we take one entire day to set it all up. And it takes about a half a day to take it all down and pack it all up and put it on a truck to ship it out on on the truck that also drills the bowling balls and everything. It's a huge undertaking. And then Flow Bowling goes and does the same thing, gives you 8 different streams and channels. And here I am, little old inside bowling here, just kind of a one-man operation these days. And I go into a center, and I set up in about 2 hours. And I have to travel with this stuff as well. I don't have a truck that takes me from city to city, so it's about a 90-pound Pelican case that I take with me when I fly, and when I drive, pretty much the same thing. So I will tell you that having multiple streams is something that I want to do, because I would love to set up about 3 different channels for you guys. I really would. I really, really would love to do that. It would require a second Pelican case when I fly. And if you fly Southwest, I do have a media badge, so they give me free bags that are overweight, which is a beauty about Southwest. That's a wonderful thing. They take care of the media people wonderfully. But all the other airlines charge you $50 a bag, which is less than if you weren't media. So it would cost me $100 each way if I don't fly Southwest. And I would love to do more streams. But I'm also at the mercy of the bowling center's internet connection. I need at least 4 megs per stream. So just for instance, this one here is 11. We have 11 up here. And I'm using 2.5 consistently is what I have it set at. So as long as it stays above 11, we're good, or above 4, I should say. But that's if nobody else uses anything. So I'm getting way down in the weeds here, but that's what I do during qualifying. So at some point, I really do want to be able to have multiple pairs that you can choose. I just haven't built out my what do you call that? My planogram, my model. My model doesn't support that yet. So, I did toy with the notion of doing this 30 weekends a year. But if I did it 30 weekends a year, it would have to be my full-time job, right? So then you kind of got to think about, what do you want to make a year, right? What do you need to make to survive at age 42 in my life and give up that much time from home? So what is that worth? 75, 80 grand maybe would probably be fair to go in and put on a live production 30 weekends a year for bowling tournaments. And then you think, well, can it support that? What's your equipment cost? You know, what's the liability in your equipment? And when you kind of put a pencil and paper to it, you'd have to charge the bowling tournaments quite a bit of money, or you have to be supported through the super chat that we have or through the merch store to make up for it. And I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze in that regard right now. So what I tend to do is kind of take what I have and upgrade a few things every year, and then go and stream events of friends of mine in the industry or relationships that I've built, and I continue to stream their events. So every year it's Joe Engelkiss's events up in Waterloo, Iowa. That's a loyal dude and a great family, and they support me well, so I continue to do their events. And then I do the Southland Bowling Conference, which that's an NCAA women's collegiate bowling event, which they're awesome, and I'll do that event forever. The holiday doubles I have to do every year. Jerry Anderson, my brother from another mother, I'm always going to stream his event and work on that event with him. And then last year I signed on to the Nightmare doubles and Corcus Chisholm and his group in Arkansas. That was wonderful. I'll keep doing that. This event, first time here, do this one. So kind of pick and choose. It's about 8 or 10 a year now. And then I also get calls from the big conglomerates to assist their teams that already are in place. And I either do commentary or video work or whatever with them. So this is a part of my business that I do. But yeah, I do got to try to figure this out, what I want to do with expanding the coverage. I thought holiday doubles might be a good spot this year to do it. But I got to check with Matt on that internet connection. I don't really remember exactly how much pipe I have in that building, but I think it's pretty good. So I might try a second stream at least. Or you can pick a couple different pairs. I don't know yet. I know that you didn't ask that question, but every time I see somebody say, "Hey, can I watch this pair?" it makes me think about all that and process all that in my mind pretty quickly. Oh, Matt Sanders with that 5-7. Are you kidding me? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Matt Sanders getting ready to throw at the 5-7 on a pocket hit. I'm sure he leaves it all the time. Oh. You want to see the replay? I can get you a replay, Matt. Matt wants to see the replay. Hey, Matt. I'll show you the replay, Matt. Hey, Matt. Matt, here's your replay. I just got done showing Matt his shot again. Brian Roth wants to know, what bit rate am I streaming at? I've got it at the 2 meg rate. 2 megs. Anything more than that, I always get afraid with glitching purposes. Can we start the next game on 27 through 30? Is the question from Shane. Yeah, I can do that. So here's Mikey Tang. He's in the 240s. Kind of a weird rack on 35 after Sanders left that 5-10. Notice Mikey's in front of the ball return now. .247, ho-hum. Got 2:34 left for Sanders. Again, Sanders and Tang went for the most money last night. 4 digits. The only team to command 4 digits. In the Calcutta. There's 14,700 points in the Calcutta. $390 posted on the board. See if Sanders doubles in a 10th here, or if he's going to leave another 5-7. Oh, 7 falls late. Matt's probably going to make a ball change, but I think we're going to make a pair change. Let's go check in over here. A little bit further behind here in game number 5. How many spots still left for C squad? I said I would check on that. I'm going to go take a look at that right now.
Yeah, the end pair, whatever the end pair is.
All right, after that long hiatus there, they're saying they got about 20 teams right now for the next squad. Matt Russo's got 279 left. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Ormsby here is struggling a little bit. Best he can bowl is 179. All right, let me see here. Subscriptions is unheard of in this day and time. I'm a charter member at Extra Frame now, Flow Bowling, which kept me at the lower rate of subscription charge, and there are more cameras, but yours is fine, or free, yeah. Can we please keep the camera on 25 and 6 so we can watch them bowl this next game, please? Yeah, I'm going to keep it down here. I got to go say hi to Aaron Orange and Carl Wilson real quick. you guys miss me? All right. Let's see. We need a new graphic for you for game number 6, because we're getting into game number 6. I had the only standing sheet from A squad printed out in the building, so they wanted me to give it to them to make a copy. So I've done that now. And chatting with a few folks around the building. I had a chat with Nick Pate and Brad Miller, trying to figure out if they were going to re-bowl or not. Switched over to Game 6 graphic. Nobody's bowling here yet, and I know you guys wanted me to keep it here, and I promise I will come back to it as soon as there's bowling there. But if you notice, there's bowling underway already in Game 6 down here on the high end. It's going much faster down here. So we got a possible 260 and a 300 for Tyrone Stevens and Quentin Collins, who are now in third. I have standings after game number 4. All right. So Tyrone there leaves the 10 pin on cue. Pull 279. So the standings now have Tony Yarbrough and Brian Manini leading this squad. They're at 1970, which is off the 250 pace by 30 pins. Manini opened up with 1038, Yarbrough 932. At 1948 is Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders after bowling 528 and 514 back-to-back games. Sanders with the 300. Third is Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens, who we're watching right here. 1928. Michael Williams and Carl Williams at 1924. We have 2 Carl Williams in the field. One is bowling with Michael Williams, and it's Carl with a C, and we have a Carl with a K, Carl Williams, with bowling with Aaron Orange. Ryan Scott and Victor Cortez are at 1908. At 1889 is Trey Brand and Brendan Williams. Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer with that big 587 game number 4 jumped up into 7th for this squad at 1871. Eddie Bird and Kevin Williams just been real steady, 507, 447, 441, 468. Kevin outpacing Eddie by 77 pins so far through 4 games. Kevin bowled 970. So there's a little update on some standings for you. It looks like all the scores are actually completed in here now. Do we have these out on standings after game number 4 are posted on Inside Bowling's Facebook page, so you can go check that out. Once again, standings after game number 4 of this squad are on Inside Bowling's Facebook page, facebook.com/Inside Bowling. Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens were your leaders after 3 games. They bowled games of 545, 489, 469, and 425. Interesting that every game has gone down a little bit. But here in game number 6, they've got a big one going here. Possible 260 and a possible 279, 439. Meanwhile, Ryan Powers right next door can bowl 258. All right, so there you go, 260 up on the board. And as promised, as soon as this game is complete here, we see if they finish out with 530. I will bounce back down to lanes 27 through 30 for you. Correction, everybody. The scores after each game are actually going on the Inside Bowling Twitter feed and on Instagram stories. Yeah, Instagram stories Inside Bowling and Twitter Inside Bowling is where those are going out. So, but we are updating after each squad on Inside Bowling's Facebook page. So 456, 256, 249, 505, and 260, 267, 527. Couple of great scores there. All right, as promised, bounce out of here. Trips out the Greek church. All right, here we go. I think this is where you guys wanted me to go for this game. We got Eddie Bird and Kevin Williams, Mike Dole, Kendall Martin. John Widowitz and Matt DeVito. And here, by popular demand, we have Brandon Brooks and Corey Smith here in game number 6. B-Squad qualifying, Springfield Doubles 2021 edition. I want to thank Kevin Williams, Chris Taylor, the entire crew here for having us here at Inside Bowling, providing a stream for you guys this weekend. I'm catching up on the chat. Question was, Mike, what was the tournament you did that was sponsored by a realtor group? That was the Fusion Realtors tournament every September and February. Now Ebonite is the title sponsor, Ebonite Fall and Winter Classics. I'll be there next weekend streaming again. Michael Peterson, if you're still here, that was a very nice comment. Thank you. Yes, you're. Yeah, I did screw that up, didn't I, Lamika? Yeah, I did. I don't know what I was thinking with that. You know, I bowl youth leagues with Carl Wilson when I was a kid. I just went down and talked to he and Aaron Orange, and we all explained that we're losing it. So good catch there. It was close. You got to give me that. Give me the assist at least. I didn't score the goal, but give me an assist. You know, Bo Burton made up half the stuff that he said. All right, let's see. I'm still catching up on the chat. Tyrone is a great person and bowler. All right, I'm caught up. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll in here. I'm gonna create a poll, which I just found out I could do today. And the poll I'm gonna ask is, all right, you guys all see the poll that I just posted. I just posted a poll here in the chat, which I had no idea that I could do prior to today. Eddie Bird and Kevin Williams, will they bowl over or under 495 this game? Get in your votes. Brad and Nick Pate are considering bowling again. The way this format works, once you get into the top 16, is, you know, the top 4 get 2 rounds of byes. So I asked them if they thought they had 100 pins more in them, and they said we think we could bowl 200 better. I said, well, then you might want to bowl. And then Brad said, yeah, but if we bowl again, we're not going to get out of here till late. I said 9:30 is late, Brad. And he's like, well, that's true. So they still don't know if they're going to bowl or not. %83 of you think that Eddie Bird and Kevin Williams are going to bowl over 495 this game. 17% of you do not think that. Eddie opened and threw a triple, looking for 4 in a row. He's got it. Now that is an excellent question. Mr. Starboy86 wants to know, I've always wanted to know, seeing as this is the Springfield doubles, are the Simpsons in Springfield, Illinois or Springfield, Missouri? Now I can tell you right now that there are a lot of Springfields throughout the United States. And I think I remember somebody asking this and they getting a real answer. It's just Springfield nowhere, I believe. Lonnie Wilson wants to know, do I know what's happened to Kyle Sherman? He hasn't been bowling anything this summer, it seems like. Kyle was dealing with more injury issues. He took time off. He actually bowled the Ray Orff doubles with Cameron Doyle, and that is archived on our live stream. You can watch him bowl. And I heard that he was bowling next week in Waterloo. I didn't see it. I didn't go look it up. I can go look it up right now. GIBAbowling.com. I'm sorry, GIBA-bowling.com. Let's see if I see a Sherman on this list. Yep, Kyle Sherman bowling C Squad next weekend. So you'll be able to see him bowling right here on this channel at the newly redone Maple Lanes, rebuilt from the ground up. I wonder if Tom Hess is bowling. Yes, he is. He's bowling C Squad as well. That's gonna be a good squad. I wonder if Tom Adcock's bowling. Tom Adcock made a finals on the PBA 50 tour this year. He was the top seed. I think he was the top seed. If not, he was up there. Yep, GIBA-bowling.com will give you all the info you need there. All right, game's about halfway over. I got to end this poll. 83% of you took over 495 for Bird and Williams this game. Got standings in hot off the press after 5 games, and all the scores seem to be there, so these are correct. All right, your leaders, Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens. We just saw them finish out a big game in game number 6. They put up 527, and this does not even include that game. They bowled 504 in game number 5, so they are 24-32. Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders now at 24-29 in second for the squad. Trey Bard and Brendan Williams, 23-93. Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer came back with 513 after the big 587. They're making a big move. They're now up to 4th. They were on the second page of the standing sheet just 2 games ago, but 587 and 513 will do that. They're now at 23-84. At 23-69, Michael Williams and Carl Williams. Not to be confused with Carl Wilson, by the way. Kendall Martin and Mike Dole, 23-58. They just bowled 523. That 382 game number 2 really hurt them, but they're on the way up. Tony Yarborough and Brian Manini were leading the squad going into that last game, and now they have fallen 6 spots. They bowled 385 combined. They are now at 23-55. Kevin Williams and Eddie Bird right here on our live stream. Kevin Williams has the front 7. Eddie Bird has open 5-bagger. Those guys currently right now are at 23-23 with only 1 game in the 500s. And Eddie with another strike. Bug Kroll and Blake Demore are at 23-23 as well as Williams and Bird. Jared Thompson and Parker Capra. Parker got on the board here. He comes back with 259, 226. They are now 23-12. Ryan Scott, Victor Cortez at 23-06. Michael Holloman, A.J. Rice. A little surprising, 22-47. So there's a rundown of the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 teams. So keep in mind they cut to the top 25% of the field, which the first squad would have been 6, which was 33-33 for 7 games. So that's 529 over. And right now, through 5 games, nobody's 500 over as of yet. 432 over Collins and Stevens through 5. 2 to play. Game number 6 done on the high end. Still in game number 6 down here in this section of the building. We're using lanes 13 through 38 for this squad. Again, just a reminder, we'll be back for C squad. Re-entries are available. We've got Kevin Williams. He's going to be up here in just a moment. He's on the front 7 currently. Mike Dole, Kendall Martin. You see Brad Brooks with the front 8. I think I like the last 4 sentences here in the chat. Kevin Williams now with the front 8. We got a comment. This has got to be an easy pattern. Everybody's striking. Donnie comes along and says, it's a house shot. Swa JP says, explains it. Donnie says, but they are some good players too. I'll tell you what. This house shot right here, if it's that easy, I'm going to go out and play in traffic, and I'm going to get about 6 families to come in here. And I'm going to take them in the pro shop, and I'm going to drill them any bowling ball they want. And then we're going to see, I'll stream that for 8 hours. And I want you guys to go ahead and tell me how easy they are. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go out. Do they have a bowling ball and bowling pin costume by chance? Because we need to go out and chase each other around in traffic, hand out some free game passes, and I'll get some families to get out of their cars and come in here, get them some shoes, any bowling balls they want, and they'll go out on the lanes, and they're going to make them look easy because they're walled. How about that? We'll do that. I'll tell you what. I'll take the bowlers that are in here right now. And those of you that think they're walled, you can take the families I get from traffic. And I'll even give you 20 to 1 odds. I mean, you're going to get odds on this. I mean, they are walled after all. Kevin Williams, front 9. And we've got a bunch of people that have been wanting to watch Brad Brooks bowl. And maybe we just need to put him on the live stream the entire time because he's on the front 8. Boom. And that was a no-doubter. That was a Nintendo strike. All the pins jumped up about an inch and just walked backwards. That was beautiful. Old Brad Brooks bowling with Corey Smith. Brad's 101 over on the day through 5. This is game number 6 for Brad. Eddie Birdman, the Birdman, right here. Front, he had an open, now a 6-bagger. Oh, he didn't like that one. Pays a bad penalty there with an 8-10. Didn't like it. He's got bookend opens here in the middle of the game with a 10th to go. Assuming he doesn't pick this, but he could pick the 7 or the 8-10. I mean, because the pins do kind of fly here. You got the got these AMF pin setters. There's Mike Dole. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mike Dole here. Mike Dole over here. Nick Pates over there. All right, let's see. Mike Dole still bowl 279. This is a huge. Boy, that 495 I set. Boy, that was pretty low, wasn't it? The Birdman. What's he doing? Hooking at it? I have no idea what that was, Eddie. It wasn't hard and straight, and it wasn't hooking at it. It was like somewhere in between. What does he think? This is a Broncos game? He needs a field goal? Huge Broncos fan, by the way, Eddie is. Or at least he used to be, unless he's jumped ship. But that was bizarre. I don't know what you're doing there. I know one pin on a house shot, no biggie, but I don't know what Eddie was trying to do there. It's like he grabbed a kind of a handful. I'd have tried to bounce it out. I just don't know. Kevin Williams. Boom. Front 10. Front 10 for Kevin Williams. Brad Brooks. Front 10. Brad Brooks up first. Oh, lean on it. All right, Brad. Hey, by the way, Brooks Agency is sponsor of the Nightmare Doubles coming up in October. Brad Brooks, one of the best in the business. Focus the attention over here on Kevin Williams. That's right. Living that savage life over there. I don't want to live an average life. No, I don't. I want to live that savage life. Hey, by the way, guys, about the house shot stuff, I was really just kind of joking around. I wasn't trying to rip on anybody. I didn't take it that serious. I just needed a moment to say something fun. All right, here we go. Kevin Williams front 11. Looking for 3 bills. Boom, 300. That is Kevin Williams' 1,373,236 300 game at Enterprise Park Lanes. Congratulations, Kevin. He had to go rent a storage facility for all the coffee mugs that he's acquired over the years for Bowling 300. All right. 289, Brad Brooks. Well, if you bet the over on the Birdman and Kevin Williams, you win. You win easy. Still got a possible 542. Eddie Bird, left lane, 10th frame. I don't know what's up with Eddie here. I know I'm small sample size last couple shots, but something looks off. I mean, for a guy that's been bowling so good, I don't really know. Mike Dole over here just jumping off the approach. Making Matt Russo give him 5. Hey, man, I'm left-handed. Hey, I'm left-handed too. Give me 5, man. All right, cool. All right. Wonderful. Hey, I am left-handed. Yeah, you are too. I'm sure that was the exchange they just had. All right, Eddie covers a spare with the sleeper. Casey Murphy, I don't know why you want to look at the standings. No, I'm just kidding. You can find your A-Squad final standings on Inside Bowling's Facebook page. You can see individual standings from this squad on both Inside Bowling's Twitter and Instagram stories, so you can check those out. Yeah, Eddie's last 3 shots. I know he threw the 7-bagger there in the middle of the game, but I don't know what happened there the last couple shots. 529, great scorer as a team. But Dole. Dole just quietly over here, just punishing the rack, Kendall Martin, and he bust out 536 here. If this was match play or something, that would have been a good match. 529, 536, but it's not. Okay, let me just show you how out of whack we are here. You're going to get a chance to see just how out of whack we are. I'm going to take you over to our other bay where Game 7's almost done on the end pair here. Got a chance to look at our tournament leaders, Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens. Throwing a backup ball at the 6-10. Covers it with no problem whatsoever. It's bizarre. But hey, whatever works. You know, whatever works. Oh, trip out that 4-7 late. Just trip it out. Just don't even worry about it. Now here is the Carl Wilson. Let me tell you a story about Carl Wilson right here. And if you've been watching our streams for a long time and haven't missed a minute, this will not be the first time you've ever heard this. As Carl trips out the 4-5-7 a little late there. Got on his St. Louis Cardinals mask. Big Cardinal fan. Okay, so Carl Wilson. When I was 12 years old, I was bowling in a youth league in the majors division. They moved me. Oh no, junior division. And Carl Wilson was in the majors division. He is 4 years older than me. And we had a Halloween contest. And I dressed up as Homer Simpson. And I put a lot of work and effort into this costume. And I even bowled. I bowled in the Homer Simpson mask that day, 12 years old. And I thought I had a really good chance of winning this Halloween contest, Saturday Morning Youth League in St. Louis. And Carl Wilson dressed up as Mike Tyson. He put on an Everlast t-shirt, taped up his wrists with white medical tape, and wore shorts. He won the Halloween contest. Many of us tried many different ways, a lot of work, a lot of effort. Carl comes in a t-shirt, shorts, and some white medical tape and wins being Mike Tyson. I wish they'd have handed him a mic and he would have had to try to talk like Mike Tyson. But Carl was always a great bowler. Nice strike there from Carl. Mike Tyson, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson. He was hilarious in The Hangover. I'm still angry about that one. I did not have a red skateboard though. I bet if I'd have done that, I'd have won. I bowled in yellow tights. Yellow tights with blue shorts. Carl just got a text from his wife. Said Mike's telling the Halloween story again. No, he and Aaron Orange, though, seriously. I had a squad of about 5 of my friends that we all bowled all the time, practice in the afternoons at the bowling center all the time. They gave us kids a great practice rate. Most of the time it was free. And Carl and Aaron Orange, and a guy by the name of Jesse Mapp and Brian Lunsford and Aaron Banks and Edward Raymond Jr. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. But we would bowl these 5-on-5 matches. And you want to talk about 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds talking crap on each other? I was the ringleader of my squad, and I was like 4'5". And Carl Wilson never said anything. He let his bowling ball do the talking. But Aaron Orange, he did plenty of talking. It was fun. I grew up bowling with these guys. sometimes it'd be like 9 in the morning. Sometimes it'd be midnight. We'd be closing down the bowling center. We'd be bowling on burn. We'd be bowling on so much stuff. We'd follow open play with house balls where they only strip the bowling center twice a week. We'd bowl on carry down. I mean, we'd bowl on everything. And E.J. Raymond, Edward Raymond Jr., he was the lefty that he got real good. I think he won the Rodman years later. Meanwhile, I'm talking about Carl and Aaron, and they're not having the tournament of their life here. But Quentin and Collins and Tyrone Stevens, they're bowling great. I know this game's a little lower than what they'd like to see here. But still 226 and 213 respectively. They're going to be pretty happy with this finish. Overall, their overall bowling on this squad, I should say. Nicely done. Nicely done. Oh, trip to six, trip it. There you go. There you go. Clean living. One of the nicest guys in the world gets a strike like that. He deserves it. I don't know if you all know this, but every time you do a random act of kindness, you get one more off-hit carry in your lifetime. Needless to say, I can never carry. That's just the kind of guy I am. That's why I quit bowling. I'm not nice. Can never carry. See Matt Russo. He's going to be on the left side of your screen here. Matt's got strike spare, strike spare. And this is the first time he's actually. I'm going to have him. No, I'm not going to have him in the next game. Well, this is what I want to say publicly. Congratulations to Matt Russo on winning his first PBA career title.
You guys finished at 596.
596. Okay.
That's Quentin and Tyrone.
That's the lead, right?
I don't know. I was trying to scratch some stuff out.
596. So.
Clubhouse at 596.
So this should be 521, right? No. Hold on.
This is our squad.
Yeah, so 20
That's 700.
721. Yeah,
we
721.
Brady were 500, so that's why we're kind of watching for guys.
Yeah, and you're at 59. He's there at 596. Okay.
We're going to go check Tony and Brian.
Yep. Okay. Chad Nelson coming over, helping us out with some scores. Always appreciate the help from the bowlers that way. So just to put it in perspective here, Shay and Tim were plus 721. And Tyrone and Quentin are going to finish at 596. 596 is going to be their number. And they're probably going to lead this squad. I mean, that's unofficial, but they're probably going to lead the squad, which is going to be 100, about 125 less than the last squad, Shay and Tim. All right, I'm going to stay here for one more shot here. And then I'm going to bounce out of here and head over to 27 through 30 again. let's see here. So we still got Dole and Kendall Martin and Eddie Bird and Kevin Williams for you on the right side of the screen. And then we've also got Brand and Williams, who we started with earlier today. Trey Brand and Brendan Williams, through 5 games, were in third at at 23.93, I should say, 23.93. I don't know what they had game 6, but we are in game number 7 now here. B Squad qualifying Springfield doubles. I'm Mike Flanagan. Thanks for joining me today on this very interesting B Squad stream that we've all had together. One of my favorite things about the way Eddie Bird bowls too is that little thing that he does that we just missed, where he kind of moves his entire body to the right a little bit. It's part of his pre-shot routine, and it's something that always makes me know that it's Eddie Bird. And it's kind of weird. Every time I talk about him, it's like he makes a bad shot. I mean, because he threw a double with me not bothering him. Then I start talking about him again, and he doesn't hit the head pin. I've been talking you up all day, Eddie. Eddie today, 248, 200, 245, 200, 194. We just saw him bowl 220. And now he's got this game here. So, yeah, that's not as good as he's been bowling coming in. I got to tell you, if they'd have ran a singles Calcutta, I might have tried to buy Eddie Bird today. Donnie Ackland says, why do I feel a Mitch Beasley impersonation coming? I got to tell you, since he grew the hair out and turned into Goldilocks, I'm having a hard time doing it. Although there was an article in Bowler's Journal, and if you don't subscribe to Bowler's Journal, you should. He's actually going to be cutting the hair off and donating it to a cancer. He met a young girl who ended up passing away from cancer at a very young age. And he said he was growing his hair out to donate the hair to cancer patients. I'm not sure how all that works, but not surprising coming from Mitch Beasley. You know, Mitch Beasley isn't really that good of a bowler. He's such a good person that he carries everything. I'm just kidding. And if somebody clips that off and sends it to Mitch, Mitch knows that I'm kidding. I'll tell you, it's been really cool seeing Mitch. You know, he was a casualty of the Ebonite plant closing. He did all the tech calls in Hopkinsville. He lived in Clarksville, Tennessee, and when the buyout happened and everything, he was out of a job or out of work or chose not to work for them. I'm not sure what happened there, but now he's out. He's like a tour rep on tour for Storm, Roto Grip and 900 Global. Or he's involved some way somehow, and it's great to see him every PBA 50 telecast. He's repping the guys. It's pretty cool. I like Mitch a lot. And yes, I saw Eddie Bird get a strike, everybody. I just didn't want to talk about it. Later in the block, you do start to see some 2 pins. The heads burn up. You got to force it down the lane, and there's a little bit of carry down. So that's why you start seeing 2 pins. And when you're trying to cover boards, ball's got to come back and recover. Light hits seem to carry pretty well in this building, though, from what I can see. We've seen some trip 4s forward. Overall, good pin carry in this building just in general. Again, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We're due back at 6, but that's going to start a little late here today, as we are still about needing halfway of game number 7 to complete here. We are in a section of the bowling center where this is going to be one of the final pairs finishing up here. I anticipate we'll be back around 6:30. 6:30 for score, 6:15 for practice maybe. So it won't be too long. All right, I'm going to talk about you again, Eddie Bird. Let's go. Let's get a strike up here. Let's get the double up there on the board. Last time he washed out on this lane. There you go. There you go. Much better. We got a 4-9 here. I'm going to put the percentage of conversion percentage here at about 23%. 4-9. And did not get it. Waiting on a Game 6 update. Should have that soon. These scores are really kind of all over the place. Oh, solid 8 for Kevin Williams. I just don't know if you have to be that deep with that rev rate right now. I just don't know. Watch out, you got a guy on the approach there. Just Kendall Martin, don't bother me. Whoa, see, he's got the hand to get it back. They seem to have broken down maybe a little bit more this block. Maybe guys started a little further in or made the jump in a little sooner. Whoa, where's that one going? Right in the gutter. I don't know. I don't know. That's an end of block mental miscue. 7 games is a lot of games to bowl. Fatigue starts to set in. Your brain starts to go a little bit. I mean, this is a long period of time. All right, here's the Birdman. Right lane. Through the face. 3-6-10. Mike Ormsby, I know we have some Mike Ormsby fans here in the chat. Mike has got 279 left. His partner, Matt Russo, can still bowl 214. Mike's going to be up in the 9th. He had front 7. I was going to go there if he would have had the front 9. Again, this stream wouldn't be possible without our great sponsors, the Greater Ozarks Open. 64 years of tournament goodness. The Greater Ozarks Open. Ben Crazy. Check them out on Facebook if you're in the Springfield area. Head over to Ben Crazy. You get some good deals. They buy bins of, wow. I just watched Mike Ormsby just blow over the rack for a 9-pin. But yeah, over at Ben Crazy, they got some great stuff. It's a crazy experience at Ben Crazy. I don't know what else to say about it. Wise Guys screen printing. Check out wiseguyscreenprint.com if you need screen printing needs done. Greater Ozarks Pro Shops, and of course the brands of Brunswick. I'm going to cut the sponsor mentions a little short here because I got standings after game number 6. Kendall Martin. No. Nope, it didn't go.
Your order's ready, Jason.
All right. Quentin Collins and Tyrone Stevens through 6 games were leading at 29-59. We know they finished at plus plus 596. Kendall Martin and Mike Dole now at 28.94 and second on the squad. Michael Williams, Carl Williams third at 28.72. Fourth, Kevin Williams and Eddie Bird at 28.52. So they moved up to fifth. Excuse me, to fourth. Mikey Tang and Matt Sanders now at 28.26. Jalen Mosley and Scotty Kramer at 28.24. Jared Thompson and Parker Capra. Wow. They both 504, 504 the last two. They're trying to get up there. 28-16. Ryan Scott and Victor Cortez both 505 for 28-11. Trey Brand and Brendan Williams at 27.95. Tony Yarbrough and Brian Manini. Those last two games really hurt those guys. 27.92. Bud Kroll and Blake Demore at 27.81. Matt Russo and Mike Ormsby at 27.11. Russo's been on an absolute terror. He bowled 242 and 181, but then listen to what he did. 279, 245, 279, 280. Wow, that's a lot. That's 306 over for 6 games. That's 250 a game. Ormsby is only 5 over through 6 games. A couple of 150 games in there. Cannon Owsley and Brandon Pierce, 26.96. And Michael Hallman and A.J. Rice, really surprising. I expect them to re-enter. They're at 26.57. Those guys just haven't been able to get it going. A.J. only 83 over. Michael Hallman, 174 over. So there you have it. There's some standings for you after 6. We will break the stream before we get to announcing Game 7, but we'll have them over on Inside Bowling for you before the start of the next squad, or right around the beginning of the start of the next squad. Rough 374 game here by Brandon Williams. They were Brendan Williams was 203 over. Trey Brand was 192 over coming in. Boog Kroll's bowled 1509 through 6 games. Brian Manini 1477. Mike Dole 1514. Tyrone Stevens 1507. 1500's a 250 average. All right, Eddie back on it here. What does Parker and Jared have this game? They went all, I think they made the flip. I think they're down on the other end. I don't know for sure. Sanders and Tang 480 has been reported, plus 480 for Sanders and Tang. So scores definitely lower this B squad No doubt about it. Big scores this morning. All right, another strike for Kevin Williams there. He's got 279 max score. He's really helping out Eddie Bird here. See the words of encouragement to Eddie. A little slap on the back. 480, 490 here would be real nice for these guys. Eddie can still get to 214. And that's an important 14. Oh, wow. Kendall Martin just runs over the rack for a 7. All right, here we go. Yep, there's Eddie with that open up of the shoulders pre-shot routine that he does. It doesn't look like it's every shot that he does it anymore. He used to. He used to get set and there it is. Open up those. That's intentionally done to get the ball to the right from what I understand. It's to help get the ball projected to the right, down and through it. Beautiful shot by Eddie. That was perfect. As a matter of fact, make sure my replay is working here. Here's that shot from Eddie one more time. Look at that 10 back. Loved it. 7-pin conversion from Martin. Again, everybody, I will be back with you with C-Squad coming up. It was supposed to start at 6 p.m. I anticipate 20 minutes behind, about 6:20 would be my guess. Around 6:20 be when we get that squad started for you. Mike Dole's just been killing it today. I wonder if Mike's going to have a nosebleed. He's pretty deep. He's pretty deep out there on the lanes. That is one thing about Dole. He can move his angles in. Not every left-hander can. A lot of guys will take their hand out of it, ball down, stay on top of it. Mike's not afraid to move in. All right, here we go. 10th frame, finishing things up here in our 7th game. Kevin Williams, promoter of the event, the brainchild behind this whole thing, but he also created it because he wanted to bowl in it as well. So here he goes. Oh, almost an 8-10. Leaves just the 10. So the best they can do now is 472, 72 over. This last game, Kendall Martin. Bowl 216. 225 for Dole. Okay. Hooking at the 10 pin. Woo! That almost hooked by it. That was a little scary. A little scary there. All right, 216. Final score for Kendall Martin. Kevin Williams finishes with 258. Eddie Bird showing up in the 10th frame. Huge shot there. It's going to put him in the 2-0s. One more here will put him in the 2 teens. Mike Dole giving the Pins a little business. I think those wooden-shaped bowling pins down lane are shaking in their boots right now, Mike, because you just did that at the foul line. I'm almost positive. Okay. The Birdman with 4 in a row possible. He's got 3 of them. And Michael Dole. If you guys like to play Wheel of Fortune, I got a good before and after puzzle for you. Nice shot, Eddie. Michael Dole Pineapple.
All right, bowlers, that's B squad wrapping up. Just a reminder that we are taking re-entries for this last squad. I have plenty as it's available. So if you would like to come see me, count.
Mike Dole finishes it out, 225. Eddie Bird, 214. 472 for Williams and Bird. 441 for Martin and Dole. And that is going to wrap things up from here. All right, everybody. I don't know how well I'm framed now. I moved this camera around quite a bit. But I want to thank you again for watching this B Squad coverage here from Springfield, Missouri, Enterprise Park Lanes here at the 2021 Springfield Doubles Shootout. I'm Mike Flanagan. Thanks for joining me on B Squad. We will be back with C Squad here in about an hour or so right here on this channel. Don't forget tomorrow morning. Join us at 8:30 a.m. for the Cashers round qualifying. And then we'll also be back for the 16-team single elimination bracket, but there's some buys set up in there, and I'll explain that again later on today if you aren't familiar with that format. But for now, I'm going to sign offline. I want to thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you here tonight for our nightcap edition, or C Squad, coming up here on Inside Bowling. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you a little bit later tonight, or if nothing else, maybe tomorrow for the finals.